More and more companies are bringing their back office into HubSpot. HubSpot's ease of use and extensibility make it a fit for finance teams to build robust commerce functionality within the CRM. I'm Ryan Gunn with Aptitude 8, and today I'm joined by Zach West, a delivery lead on our services team who's going to walk us through a payment plan handler that he and his team built for a client using HubSpot, Stripe, and Zapier. So joining me today is Zach West. He is one of the delivery leads on our services team, and he's going to walk us through a payment plans controller that he and his team developed using HubSpot, Stripe, and Zapier. So Zach, tell me about the client that you are building this for. What industry are they in? What's the size of the company? Kind of tell me a little bit about them.
The client that we built this solution for sells online digital courses. They specialize in the health and wellness and personal training industry. They are a conglomerate of many well known brands in that space, and they've started consolidating the higher quality brands into a single organization. We have joined them on this journey as part of a much larger digital transformation that they're undergoing. And this tool is just one piece of that transformation.
Cool. So before we get into the specifics of the tool, the solution we developed, what is the problem that we're trying to solve with this solution? And what was the existing process that the client was following prior to us coming in?
The problem that we're trying to solve with this solution is that the client needs to create and manage payment plans, including customized paydown methods, including overdue notices, including product management, all within their primary CRM of record. Everything needs to be automated as possible, and it needs to be processed through Stripe. Their previous solution was Infusionsoft. Infusionsoft was a CRM that they were using almost principally because of its robust payment plan control feature. But given the context of this larger digital transformation and given their rapidly evolving needs in other areas, they felt it was a major value add to transition from Infusionsoft to HubSpot. And this was just a feature and feature set that needed to come along.
So that's really interesting because a lot of people think about HubSpot as a marketing tool, more recently as a sales tool. But this is really like back office commerce functionality that we are putting into HubSpot. Are those teams operating within HubSpot as well?
They are. HubSpot has enormous potential as an operations tool for managing back office processes in ways that most folks don't realize. This is just one application of that. There are limited accounting functionalities you can use HubSpot for. As we can see here, you can use it to manage active subscriptions, payment plans. There are really just incredible possibilities that come with the custom object and association architecture, especially when you extend that architecture with an iPaaS tool like Zapier.
Yeah, that sounds really powerful. So let's get into the solution itself. Do you want to take us through a demo of what you and your team have built?
Oh, yes. Yes, yes. All right. So here we have a view that's probably familiar to most HubSpot users. It's our list view, in this case, of a custom object. From here, we could access any of our standard objects, but in particular, we're looking at our payment plans. Each one of these records represents an active payment plan for an active customer for this particular client. So here we are in a payment plan record itself. Over here in the left column, you'll notice quite a few custom properties. We're tracking a number of different balance types, including overdue balance, pending balance. We've also got a product SKU, which I will tell you guys more about in a second. We've got a status associated with the payment plan, number of payments. And then over here, you can actually see all the payments themselves. These are automatically generated via the Zapier integration. Each one of these is its own record associated with a particular payment that this customer needs to make. We've got a variety of statuses associated with this individual payment, all of which update automatically through Stripe. We've got a payment date. We even have a link that not only can your reps, or in this case, this client's reps, use to take card information and process a payment for a customer, but you can also send to the customer via email so that they can self-service and pay for this particular payment, which is the principal customer journey of this client. So moving back to the payment plan record itself, we've got a number of associated record types here. We've got a contact record, we've got a deal record, and we've got a student enrollment record. So if we click into the deal associated to this payment plan, we can see where the user journey actually starts for a rep who typically creates a payment plan. Consider this to be an active deal that's about to close. This is a student who's been presented to, who's had what this client calls a clarity call, who has effectively been converted and now needs to have an active payment plan created for them that upon paying the first payment of, they will be automatically enrolled into one of these clients' courses. They're going to come over to the payment plans card over here on the right side, click add, and now we see where the journey starts. This payment plan name can actually be anything. We have automation that cleans this up. We'll get back to product SKU momentarily. First payment due date, pretty self explanatory. There's also an admin override feature in which we can do a custom amount, a custom number of payments, pick a specific product, and then have a pay down amount that will be automatically deducted from the balance of the payment plan that results. But let's go back up real quick and talk about the product SKU. This is a list of product SKUs that in turn line up directly with the values in this Zapier table. These SKUs correspond to various columns that designate all the different combinations of product that this client can actually offer its customers. They can not only edit each of these values individually, they can also create additional products that they need to. And so long as they have a SKU that corresponds to a property in HubSpot, whenever they go through this process and create a payment plan off of a deal, whatever SKU they select is going to auto populate this amount and number of payments into the payment plan creation automation, and that's how we calculate that batch of payments that were originally created via Zapier. Another thing we can do on this product table is once we have all our selections made, we click the send to Stripe button. And what that does is it actually creates a new product in Stripe, stamps the product ID here, and generates a custom payment link that is designed exclusively for this particular product. The customer gets an email when the payment plan is first created so that they can pay off that first one. And then from there on out, so long as their card stays valid, every time one of those payments matures, they just get auto charged until either the card gets declined or whatever, and they have to go through customer service and get a new one issued, or they run out of payments.
So if the card is declined or the payment fails for whatever other reason, is there automation that you guys have built that sends a notification to their team so they can be proactive about that?
There is. So when a payment date arrives and that payment is sent, one of two things happens. We already have a payment method on file for the customer, in which case Stripe accepts the payment, posts it, and it comes back to HubSpot as paid. There's another scenario in which this is the very first payment that the customer is going to make, so we don't have a payment method for them. In that scenario, they're getting this link in an email. They then need to click through it, enter their first payment method into Stripe, and then we're off to the races as far as the auto pay for the subsequent payments goes. If they do not execute that payment in a certain amount of time, then HubSpot automatically switches that payment to overdue. That in turn triggers an overdue drip that sends them various email notifications. If they continue to rack up additional overdue payments, if they're 30 or 60 days overdue, the automation will actually take their overdue balance and create custom payment links for them to pay off the entire balance at once, as opposed to pay off overdue payment 1, pay off overdue payment 2, so on and so forth.
Yeah, much better customer experience to only have to do it once. And I'm sure it results in more realized revenue for your client.
It does. It does. This was a feature set that they weren't seeing fully meet their requirements in Infusionsoft in their original solution, which is incidentally custom built and supported by a large team of UX folks and engineers who do nothing but this. And so we have actually exceeded Infusionsoft's feature set in many ways with this build.
Is there a significant difference in the amount of people it takes to manage this process in HubSpot versus what it required for them to manage in Infusionsoft?
No, same management burden. And in fact, because of the nature of the way that we built this, there's a very low barrier to entry for low or no code folks to actually make modifications and perform maintenance on this integration. So for future quality of life improvements for the UX, we actually offer training to the client. We're currently delivering training to this particular client so that they can go in and make some basic edits and eventually more advanced edits to the integration and to the tool itself. So there's a big DIY piece here in the true Zapier spirit.
I love that. I think more things need to be low code, no code. I'm not a developer, so I love it when I don't have to tap one in to help me make changes to stuff. Zach, thank you so much for joining us and for showing off this amazing solution that you and your team built. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe to Aptitude 8's YouTube channel. And if you have any questions about how you can implement commerce into your HubSpot, feel free to reach out to me directly on LinkedIn.